Radio bring you some of the most incredible music on the planet? Listener support. Donations from people who care. Your support is an investment in the powerful idea that handcrafted songs from yesterday and today should be accessible, relevant, and always playing for everyone. Visit borderradioaz.org to support the music, and thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
On today's program, we will be joined first by Antoinette from the ACTS Performance Troupe. She's going to be talking about youth theater, creativity, confidence building, and their upcoming production of Disney's Aladdin Jr., while sharing how performing acts help students grow on and off the stage. After that, we're off to Marina. She is the founder of Enhanced Aesthetics and Wellness. She'll be discussing holistic health, motherhood, entrepreneurship, confidence, wellness, and her journey to building a practice focused on helping people become the best version of themselves. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Citrine Law, LLC, a Yuma law firm practicing criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma.
Johnny Show! What's up, Yuma? What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
And anything to discuss today? I know the World Cup starting tomorrow.
The World Cup starting tomorrow, so it's a big week for sports, as we've talked about. It's the NBA Finals, it's the NHL Finals, and the World Cup starts tomorrow. So I think people will be... I mean, you can't avoid it, right? If you go to the store, if you go for groceries, you're going to see the merchandise, the food. They're sponsoring everything, you know.
Yeah, because absolutely. Because if you're going to have a party at your house, you got to have some good food and stuff.
Right.
So.
And we found out, there'll be people showing the game. So as we mentioned, the Bodega 23 is down Rolls and Bowls in San Luis. I'm sure there's other establishments, pretty much anywhere.
And I think it starts at noon tomorrow, right?
The Mexico game starts at noon. Yeah, that's the first game, and then U.S. plays their first game Friday at 6.
Friday at 6. Yeah.
So those are the two big teams around here, and then whatever other teams people want to root for, Argentina, Brazil.
Yeah, well, we've interviewed a lot of different soccer players from all over the world here on the show, and they usually, I hear Madrid a lot. I don't know if there's like a team from there
Spain.
or something.
Spain's usually a good team up there, and France, and there's 48 teams, so there's a lot of teams. So there's bigger countries that people have heard of, and then there's smaller countries that you're like, okay,
kind of come out of nowhere and see what happens.
Yeah. See, could always have a Cinderella in
maybe.
There. Yes, very much so.
But who are we joined by today, Victor?
We have some cast members from the ACTS Performance Troupe. They're a youth theater program here in Yuma, and they're going to be presenting a Disney Junior's version of Aladdin, and that's taking place this Saturday at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. at Post Auditorium. So from left to right, we have Chloe, Sophia, and Elijah. Thank you all for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you guys
for having us. Thank you for having us.
And thank you to Alex for creating these name cards that are in front of them. I really appreciate that.
They're Johnny proof.
Yeah, I want to have that for every guest now. That might be a thing that we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
But so thank you guys for being with us. It's exciting, and it's not just you guys. We have the whole other cast. I think over here in the other studio.
They're waving at us right now.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we're waving. So if you're listening on the radio, we're waving. That's what we're doing right now. They're in the other studio paying attention. But so let's start with you, Chloe. How long have you been acting in acts? Or just acting in general, or theater?
Yeah, I haven't exactly. I'm not in the troupe yet. I just tried out for Aladdin, but I've been acting probably since about 5th grade.
5th grade. And what grade are you in now?
I'm going into 7th.
Going into 7th. So what got you into acting?
I've really always enjoyed it. But in 5th grade, my teacher really just chose the people who she thought she was best, and she chose me for an angel for a Christmas play.
Okay.
And I've really been in a lot of plays since then.
Okay, so you were the chosen angel for a Christmas play, and you got into that, and then you fell in love with the theater, with acting, and you did a great job as an angel?
Yeah, my mic kind of was buffery, but
Oh man, well that's technical
fun, though.
difficulties. Yeah. We have technical difficulties on this show from time to time. But so you did. What was it about acting and being in the play that?
probably being the center of attention.
You do?
I like being the center of attention.
We're gonna high five right now. Yo también. That means me too in Spanish. Yeah, definitely. So you did that, and you enjoyed it, and all these years later, you tried out. You're trying out for the troupe. You're trying out for Aladdin. And who do you play in Aladdin?
I play Jasmine.
You play Jasmine. That's a big character in Aladdin, right? Yeah. So you got to talk because people on the radio don't know when you shake your head. But yeah. No, I'm just teasing you. But how about you, Sophia? How long have you been acting?
I've been acting ever since I was in 6th grade, and now I'm going into high school.
Okay, so 6th grade. How'd you get involved?
I was involved with Mrs. Antoinette ever since before ACTS started. So I was just taking regular classes with her, and yeah, we had one play and one musical, I believe.
Okay, so what was that? The play and the musical?
Well, the play was a play called Rotten Apples, and the musical was called Camp Chaos.
Okay, and then so what got you into it though? Like, did you know her from somewhere else, or did you always want to be an actress? You want to be in theater, Broadway, something like that?
Well, I was really interested in acting, and my mom saw an advertisement on Facebook one time, and she signed me up for classes.
Oh, okay. So your mom knew you were interested, and then she said, okay, here we go. If you want to do this, let's do it. Mm-hmm. So what was it about acting when you got on stage for the first time that you enjoyed?
I enjoyed just like portraying the character and basically kind of what Chloe said too, being the center of attention.
Okay.
But yeah, I just love doing that. I think it's really fun, like the thrill of being on stage.
Do you ever get nervous?
Yes, all the time. But like I love performing, so it's a good kind of nervous.
So the love kind of overcomes the nerves. The fact that you love it, you're going to go do it, because nerves, I found out, is just like energy, and it's all about where you place that energy. So you're nervous, you love it, and you do it. So who do you play in this Aladdin?
I play Jasmine as well. So we have 2 showings. So
okay.
At 1 o'clock, I'm Jasmine, and at 6 o'clock, Chloe's Jasmine.
Okay, so you both get to play Jasmine. Again, a big role in this play, correct?
Yes.
All right, so moving on to you, Elijah. Elijah, how long have you been acting?
I believe a little over a year, right? A little bit over a year.
A little over a year.
Since I was in 6th grade, I'm going into 8th.
You're going into 8th.
Yes.
What got you into it?
My mom called me into her room one Friday night, I think it was Friday, and she was like, hey, I saw this advertisement. Do you want to do this acting thing? I was like, sure, I have nothing else to do. And she's like, okay, it's tomorrow. Learn this song.
Okay, that's pretty quick.
So I did. I tried out, and I got Jack Kelly in Newsies.
Okay, Jack Kelly in Newsies. And
First lead role.
And that was like no time to prepare. So like, did you have any kind of a background in this? Like, how did she know, one, you could do it, and then how did you prepare for it so quickly?
Well, I've been singing since I was like 3. Like, I've been singing pretty much my whole life. So she just thought it would be a good opportunity. And I just listened to the song like 4 times before I went. So,
That's very specific. 4 times, and then I got it. You got it. You got it.
We also we had a little bit of time to prepare before the actual auditions. So I had the time I used plus the time that they provided. So.
Okay. And so you've been singing for quite some time, it sounds like. So what got you into singing?
Well, my mom, she loves singing. She's very big into voice acting and singing. So when I was a kid, she just kind of like sit me down in a chair and play me music. Mm-hmm. We would just sing along for hours and hours. It was really the only thing that I could like focus on, because like other things, in her words, she said that she would hand me things and I'd get them done. Like she could not keep me occupied, but the one thing that could was music.
So she found something that it was maybe challenging, but in a good way to keep you focused on.
Yeah.
And then, so do you have a favorite singer? Vocalist?
I have 3, kind of basic. Shawn Mendes, Justin Bieber, and Ed Sheeran have always been really big parts of my life. All
right. And then, Sophia, a favorite actress or actor?
Actress? Probably, I don't know, just like there's many of them.
Okay.
We can come back to you.
Yeah,
think
we can
about
come back. How about you, Chloe? Do you have one on the top of your head? Actor, actress?
Or how about like favorite like movie? We can also do that. Like if you have like something that you watch, like what's your like go-to that like you're gonna put that on to like feel better, to have a good day?
Well, I'm just a movie person. I just like to watch tons of things.
Okay.
So, but one of an actor that I like seeing Chris Evans act.
Okay.
And
So what's he been in? What's he been in? Because I'm not familiar with him.
the
Really?
most things.
Chris Evans, like
Yeah.
from
What's it called?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mr.
Chris
what's it?
Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
America.
There's a lot of Chris. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's from Marvel though.
Mr.
He's
Captain America.
Captain America. There
Captain
you go.
America.
That's what it
We'll
is.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there. So
Yeah.
you like him? Okay. How about back to you, Sophia? You have time to think about it?
I'm not sure about actress, but I have a favorite singer,
Okay.
Go for it.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia
Okay.
Rodrigo. Okay, and you mentioned singing. All three of you could sing. I heard that you have amazing voices, and we're going to get to that on the other side. Somebody's clapping over here. I like that. She heard it.
She said yes.
Yeah, so you guys are going to sing after the break. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Cool. So how long have you been doing this? You said just about a year?
Couple years.
A couple years?
Since 5th grade,
Since-
so probably like a year or two.
And then you, how long again?
For 3 years.
3 years? And then you only a year?
A little bit over a year.
A little over a
Just
year.
a little bit.
Now, do you plan, and I'll start with you, do you want to go into maybe Broadway theater, or is that one of your dreams?
You know, I think it would be so cool, but I don't think that's like my main plan.
Okay.
Like I would really like to because I
You'd
love
like to?
acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your main plan, if I could ask?
Preferably either something to do with songwriting, like instruments, or something to do with physics.
Oh, wow. Okay, so physics or songwriting. Now, do you play instruments, or
Yeah, I do. I play
Okay.
a few instruments.
what instruments do you play?
I play the guitar. I play the piano. I play the ukulele. I play the trumpet. What else?
Well, it's impressive that you play.
Yeah,
all those.
that's like, and you're like,
I don't know if I can
and-
play one of those.
Yeah, I play no instruments.
Yeah, I can
Absolutely.
hum.
Yeah. Then, how about you, Sophia? Did you want to go into the field? Do you want to maybe be an actress one day, theater, Broadway, anything like that?
Yeah, all those things really interest me, like acting, singing. It's really great, and maybe journalism, possibly.
Maybe even journalism. Okay.
I like that answer. I like
That's-
that answer. I'm a reporter on the news side, so
That's what Victor does.
Yeah.
And so those are between those three, anything in that field you're going to be good with.
Yes, I would be happy doing all those things.
Okay. And so is it theater or movies? What would you rather do?
Probably, well, I'll start with theater, probably work my way into movies.
Okay. So an actress. And then how about you, Chloe?
I think that would be really cool, but I do want to be a singer. Maybe if I have that opportunity, I definitely go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have that opportunity, I'll.
So one thing I know is that you create your own opportunities. So you make it happen. Whatever. I was having a conversation with somebody. I'm delusional, right? And so delusional, yeah, it's like doesn't mean you're crazy. It just means kind of like, yeah, I can believe it. I can make it happen. So you make those opportunities happen. You say you want to do it, you could do it. You really could do anything you want. Now, I do know one thing. You could also write music for people. I don't know if you guys know much about that. A lot of people get paid just to write songs for Olivia Rodrigo and these different people, right?
Yes.
You familiar with that? Yeah.
that could work.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that Sophia and Elijah did a workshop at Disney. Tell us, what was that like?
It
want to
was-
start?
It was really fun. We got to work with someone who was on Broadway. So it was a really great experience. And we basically sang along to some Disney songs, and they put it like along with the movie. So we were able to see like that clip from the movie, but with us singing. So
Okay.
it was a really fun experience.
Yeah, how did you find out about that?
How did we find out about the
This program, this workshop at Disney?
Oh, our director just told us. She was like, "Oh, okay, whoa." She had mentioned that our troupe had gotten invited to go to a Disney workshop, and we spent the next few months fundraising for it. So
So how'd you fundraise? How'd that?
A number of things. One of the most recent was we did a car wash.
Okay.
At Tractor Supply. What else did we do? We did Christmas caroling.
Christmas caroling.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So you did that, and you were able to raise enough money to go to this, and you said you got to work with somebody in Broadway.
Yeah.
So that was a unique experience, I bet.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And so what did you learn?
Just learned like how I was like in a professional environment, because like it was like California Adventure, so it was like an actual movie set. So you got to like see all the things like from a professional viewpoint. So it was really nice to see all that.
Okay, what was your favorite part about it? And either of you can answer.
Favorite part about the workshop, I really liked that it was really cool seeing our voices over the movies, because those are two of my favorite Disney movies.
What movies were they?
We sang Going Down the Bayou from Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
And We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto. And those are two of my favorite Disney movies.
Okay, and you said the voices over the movie. Like, tell me, what is that?
What we did is they had binders, and we'd flip through them to sing. They had songs lyrics, and we would sing the lyrics of the songs, get the timing right, and then they would portray on the screen our voices overlaid over the movie scene.
Oh, that's pretty unique. So that gives you that kind of experience that you're a part of it. It kind of transcends you into it.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So we're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll let you get your voices all warmed up and everything while we do that. And we're going to come back, and you're going to be doing some singing on the other side of the break, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Turn on Border Radio KOFA 94.7 FM and cross musical borders every day. From new indie discoveries to timeless classics, listener-supported Border Radio brings you music you won't hear anywhere else. Live, local, and online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored in part by Nova Home Loans, serving Yuma County and nearby communities. Nova Home Loans offers residential lending services, including home loans and refinancing. They are also proud supporters of local community efforts and organizations. More information is available at novahomeloansyuma.com.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. We're going to have a sunny day in Yuma with an afternoon high near 108 degrees. Light and variable winds becoming southerly at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with a low near 72 degrees. From the NPR News Desk, the World Cup is starting tomorrow. Here's what to know and how to watch. The complete timeline as well as stations carrying the events at kawc.org/NPR-news.
Where else on the radio would you hear the set that just played? For the most part, the music you hear on Border Radio is pretty hard to find on commercial radio stations. You'll hear this music only on a public radio station like Border Radio, where you, our listener, truly appreciates it and owns it. Visit borderradioaz.org to donate today.
Why is music an important part of your life? For many of us, music lets us see the world from someone else's perspective. We can find community in hearing someone else's joy, sorrow, or hope expressed in song or melody. KOFA Border Radio is your local, non-commercial source for great music.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here with some of the actors and actresses from ACTS Troupe right here, and we're warming up. Should we start it with the song or end it, Victor? What do you think?
Are you kids ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So let's give people a sample. This is the cast of Aladdin. Some of the members of the cast of Aladdin coming up this Saturday. So who wants to start? Go for it.
Acapella? Oh, all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Elijah, if you want to start with a song, you were impressing us with the song in the break. So if you want to go with that first.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with
Now
you.
I'm in a whole new world with you.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
100,000
Hold your breath, it
things to
gets
see.
better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far.
I can't go back to where I
A whole
used to
new
be. Every turn a surprise.
with new horizons
Every
to
moment
pursue.
red letter.
I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world.
A whole new world.
That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
A thrilling chase.
A wondrous place for you and me.
All right, woo! Gotta applaud that. So for our listeners and viewers,
Now it's our turn, Victor.
yeah, no.
Oh, okay. No.
we're-
Okay.
I speak for myself. I'm not there.
Yeah, okay.
But that was Elijah, and he's going to be playing Aladdin
Yes,
in
sir.
Aladdin Jr. And that was Chloe and Sophia. They're both going to be playing Jasmine. Different performances. And as we mentioned, we have some cast of the ACTS Performance Troupe. They're listening to us in the next studio. You want to give us some shout outs to who are over here? Give us their first names.
The first names in the casting or just
Yeah,
names?
whoever's in this room.
Whoever's waving
So,
their hands
first
are
off,
up.
So we can hear their name on air.
We have Jordan Jones playing Genie. We have Ivy Williams playing Babcock. We have Isel Vizcarra playing Omar. Ember Reynolds playing Kasim. Who else is in there? Oh, we have Ryla. She's
playing
playing Iago. Is that it? I think that's everybody.
Very cool.
That's everybody?
Very
Yes.
cool.
Okay, yeah.
And again, this is Aladdin. This is happening Saturday at the Post Auditorium. So we were talking about how you all got into acting. Let's talk about what it takes to put this performance on, right? Because how long have you guys been putting this on, auditioning, preparing for this?
We've been working on it since February.
Yeah.
Since February.
January. Oh, no, we auditioned in
We
January.
auditioned.
Yeah.
So what does it take to go into the play, like behind the scenes? Like obviously you're auditioning, you're trying out for the roles, but tell us what goes into putting that on.
So we have rehearsals like 2 to 3 times a week, except this week, since it's our tech week, we've had rehearsals like every day. But it takes a lot of hard work, but in the end, it's really worth it because it's going to be an amazing performance, I think.
Yeah, Chloe, what did you want to add to that?
Well, like, there's tons of behind-the-scenes work. Like, it's not just the actors either. We have our director, Miss Antoinette, and stage managers, moms behind the scenes helping make sure kids are quiet backstage, costume people, like, just tons of extra people putting in tons of work to make sure that this can happen for us.
Yeah. Is there something that people don't know, right? Because people know, like, you're going to be auditioning, you're going to be working on the music, you're going to be doing the costumes. But what is something that, like, maybe not everyone knows, like, that you want to share?
I'd say it takes a lot of dedication. Like, it takes so much, well, not so much, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of your own free time personally to really get into character, to really put on a performance. Because something that we're told a lot is that anybody can go up on stage and say your lines and sing songs. But it takes a lot of hard work to go up there and put on a performance. So
I would probably say to that, like, yeah, I guess you could physically, anyone could go up there, but you have to have, sort of like an acting, kind of bug in you, right? Because some kids get nervous, some adults get nervous when they're on stage or when they're speaking, right? Mm-hmm. But so you're all in school. What does it take? How do you balance schoolwork and acts, or like anything else you might do, like sports or any other extracurriculars?
Well, for me, it was kind of difficult because I had school, I had a college class, I had sports and acting. So I had a lot of things going on every day, but I just made sure to do my best in everything. And I did do well, like in school and everything. So I would, during the week, I would work on school. And on the weekends, whenever I had free time, that's when I would go over my lines and the songs and everything. So I say just having a good schedule and good time management is really important for all this. Yeah.
And as for the others, how does that work for you, to balance? And you can also mention anything else you're involved in besides acts, if you are.
Pretty much the same as Sophia. It's difficult because there's so much that goes into both that you need to be able to do at the same time. What I would do is I would run through everything that I knew for sure in my head, and then I would rehearse lines. So I'd go over lines, and every time I get a line right, I'd go and do a problem on my homework, and then I'd do one on my homework, and every time I got one question, I would go and look at one of my lines. So I did my best to kind of, what's the word?
Like multitask?
Yeah, I did my best to multitask.
Yeah.
And that worked for a little bit.
As long as you're not on stage and you're 2 + 2 = 5 or whatever, math pro, you're probably doing harder math than that. But
that happened a lot more often than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to mention about Aladdin or, acts? Maybe why students should get involved, anyone listening to this, if they want to get their kids or if any young people are listening to this and they want to be part of acts, what would you tell them?
It's just, it's so much fun going to practice almost every day and getting to become somebody you're not. Getting to play pretend even when you're, 14 years old. You can still play pretend and you can... it's so much fun. It's such a great community to be in because it's so encouraging to hear a good job or break a leg from your friends and stuff.
Yeah. Anyone else want to mention, what would you tell, other, parents or students who want to get involved in acting?
I would say go for it because, if anything goes wrong, you can always back out. But I'd say you learn a lot of, you get a lot of confidence. You learn about, how to perform in public, even for things outside of theater, for school or for whatever you're going to do in real life. It teaches you life lessons. And also here, ACTS is very different because it's like a family here, basically. We all are very friendly with each other, and a lot of people communicate outside of acting even. So it's just a very different environment, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I recommend.
Looks like a fun group here with the students and parents back here. Elijah, so what advice would you give to kids who want to get into theater? Or singing.
To circle back to what I said before, anyone can go up on stage and say lines, but it takes a special someone to put on a performance. But at the same time, anybody can be that special someone if you have love for it. If you want to be good at something, but you don't like it, or the other way around, if you like it but you're not too sure if you want to go for it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You need to really you need to really be willing to put in work and dedication. And if you do that, then anybody can go up on stage and anybody can put on a true performance.
Yeah. Very much so.
So how did Aladdin get chosen? I think I heard when we were talking off air, but how did you guys choose Aladdin?
The performance, not the actor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not ready for that. We did a troupe vote. So we do... What is it? We voted in the troupe for what community play we were going to do. And the majority chose Aladdin. So
how many choices did they give you? Do you remember?
I don't.
There's a number of choices, though, and then you guys all vote.
It was quite a lot of choices. It took a bit of time. It took like 2 days just because nobody knew what to pick for the first one, and then for the second one, there were so many different choices. You know,
it's kind of like the process of elimination. Like we all chose like whichever ones we were interested in, and we went just like down from there.
Kind of whittled it down.
Yes.
All right, and so it's going to be this Saturday.
So this Saturday at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. at Post Auditorium.
So you guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah, very excited.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for the special performance. That was really good. And thank you for everybody else over there. Everybody, wave your hands in the air one more time.
Hey, they're all
in that
excited.
other room right there.
And thank you to Antoinette as well for bringing the kids in.
All right. And with that, it's time for a break. We'll be back with Marina. She is from Enhance, and we're going to be talking about holistic stuff and stuff like that as well. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
If you're tired of listening to long commercials before finally hearing music, look no further. We've got you covered. Whether you're searching on your radio, trying to find an app to play some tunes, or need background music playing on your computer while finishing up some work, KOFA Border Radio is your non-commercial place for music.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored by Citrine Law LLC, a locally owned Yuma law firm where clients work directly with a local legal team. Citrine Law practices criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law throughout Yuma County. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
The weather forecast in Quartzsite and Parker shows a sunny, hot day with an afternoon high near 110 degrees. Winds are at 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the south. Tonight, skies are clear with a low near 75 degrees. Yuma's weather is much the same with an afternoon high of 108. Tonight's low is 72 degrees.
People collect all sorts of things: stamps, antique lamps, sports memorabilia. If you happen to collect cars and you're looking to make room in your collection, look no further than donating a vehicle to KAWC and Border Radio. Pickup is free, and you're helping this service bring you the programs you count on. Learn more at kawc.org/cars. KAWC and Border Radio are media sponsors of the Lutz Summer Jazz Series, with concerts every other Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. at Lutz Casino on Main Street in Yuma. On June 19th, local favorite, vocalist and saxophonist Eloisa Arviso returns with the Yuma Jazz Company. Details at yumajazz.com/Lutz.
I'm Mike Suba, and I'm a big supporter of KAWC. You're getting a great source of information about our community, about the people that are working and living here, and you start going, you know what, this is really a valued service. And that's the great thing, is you've got a partnership here. And I'm a big believer in partnerships because the one thing I realized early on in life, I can maybe do a lot of stuff on a very limited basis, but when I start partnering up, it's amazing what we can do when we pool our resources. And so I hope that when people are listening to the station, enjoying the news broadcasts and the entertainment shows that are being presented, that they realize that you're not only the end user and enjoying what is being broadcast to you, but it can be a partnership too, where you can participate, like I've discovered I can do, and help get this service, enhance it, and provide even better programming. I'm Mike Suba, and I support KAWC.
For over 55 years, Border Radio KOFA has been a voice for music and culture in the region. We play indie, soul, funk, world beats, and more, plus local stories and live sessions. Tune in live at 94.7 FM, on demand at borderradioaz.org, or on the KOFA app and discover your next favorite song.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by
Marina Roloff. She's a nurse practitioner and the founder of Enhance Aesthetics and Wellness in Yuma. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning. And we're going to move that mic a little bit closer to you if you get close to that mic. Before we get into what you do and the business you started, we like to get to know our guests. Are you originally from Yuma?
I am. So born and raised in Yuma.
Okay.
That's where my family is.
Born and raised in Yuma. And when you were a young lady, were you always into the beauty side of things? Were you playing with your Barbies and stuff like that? And you're like, oh.
Giving a makeover?
Yeah, makeovers. And
You know, I was actually raised kind of like a tomboy.
like a tomboy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I definitely did have Barbies, but
Okay.
I would say pretty well-rounded. I loved sports, very athletic. So a little bit of everything.
Okay. What sports were you into?
Volleyball, basketball, and softball.
Okay. So you got those three. So you're young. And what schools did you go to?
I was at Otondo, Castle Dome, and I was a criminal. I went to Yuma High.
Oh, Yuma High. All right. And so you said sports. So that took up like a good part of your life. I'm pretty sure you played all three. So.
Yeah, I absolutely loved sports, did travel sports, so kind of grew up with that. My parents were very supportive, so that was kind of my life. I would say that's probably what taught me to be so driven and dedicated from such a young age.
You learned a lot of lessons there. And then, so what did you want to do? Was that the direction you wanted to go? Did you want to go into sports originally, or?
You know, I loved it for a really long time. I think once I got through high school, I realized it just wasn't something I wanted to pursue long-term in college. It just got to a point where I wanted to pursue my education. But I did love it. It was something that, honestly, I think that's what got me through school. I really enjoyed sports. So you get good grades, you play sports.
So is that what kept you getting the good grades then? You're saying because you had to play the game, and like if you're kind of falling off there, we're not going to put you in the game, because that's the way it works, right? You have to keep up your academics to be able to get on the field.
Absolutely. I would say I'm a very motivated person. I always strive to do that. Made sure that happened.
So then you said higher education. What did you choose as your major early on?
I always knew I wanted to go into nursing. I knew healthcare was something that I wanted to do, and so that's what I pursued. I started taking college classes as a senior in high school, and then went to ASU originally, and then ended up moving back home and finished my bachelor's at NAU Yuma.
Okay, you're saying nursing. So where did that part come from? You said you always wanted to do that. So was that when you were younger as well? And tell me what drew you to that.
I think just the passion of helping people. I think that's something that I've always been very passionate about, helping people feel their best. And nursing is just something that I was drawn to.
Okay, so like, where did it come from though? Like, was it parents? Did you see somebody? You have a role model, or
That's a good question.
Did you have like younger siblings that you like to take care of?
I do have a younger sister. We're 13 months apart, very, very close. We have a really good relationship. My family, the background is not healthcare. So I would say my family is very caring. They're very loving and nurturing. My mom has always been that way. So I think that's just something that I loved. I grew up, I was a lifeguard for many years. I taught swim lessons. Okay. So always just kind of loved that. That side of things.
So then you wanted to be a nurse? What was it that you wanted to do? You're shaking your head. So yeah, you wanted to be a nurse, like in a hospital, at a facility? What was that?
Yeah, so I started off in nursing. Nursing is such a broad field. I feel like there's so many different things you can go into. So when I went to college, I think as many of us, we're not quite sure exactly where we want to end up. I thought I was going to be a labor and delivery nurse. I soon found out that was not what I wanted to do.
Okay, wait a minute. We're going to park right there for a second. So what was it about that you said, nah, not so much?
You know, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't think I was overly passionate about it. And so I think really what I found that I enjoyed was helping people feel better. So I ended up doing med-surg for many years.
Med-surg? What is that?
So medical, surgical, so you get a little bit of everything. It's a variety of patients that you're seeing on those floors. But it's basically floor nursing, so in the hospital for many, many years.
Any stories from that? Like any memorable, patients or days? Busy day? I'm sure,
Always.
Most days are busy, right? Every day not every day is the same as the day before.
It's not. That's a hard question. I don't know that I have a specific patient that comes to mind, but I think just having that floor nursing, you really build, skills, assessment skills. Really, I think it just helps people become a more well-rounded provider or nurse.
So you're doing that, and you found out, okay, not so much labor and delivery. I want to be on this side of things. And did it change like the classes you had to take then? Did you have to make a big change, or since it's so close in nursing, everything's adjacent to each other?
Yeah, so nursing school, you actually are exposed to all the different areas.
Okay.
And so while you're in school, you really kind of get to figure out what you like.
Oh, okay.
And so I was exposed to all of that. And then once I graduated, I was able to go to the department that I wanted to.
So what was that when you graduated? Were you like an entrepreneur as soon as you're out, like I'm going to start this business, or where did you start?
No, so I worked in the hospital for many years. Again, I'm a very
here at the hospital.
Yeah, Yuma Regional Medical Center at the time.
Yeah, that's the place I was born at, not on Vita, but anyway.
Yeah, I was actually born in that hospital as well.
Yeah.
But no, I was there for many years, and again, I'm very driven. I always set a high bar for myself. I'm always somebody that's wanting to continue to learn and do better for myself, and so I ended up kind of promoting within my roles as a nurse, and then I decided to go back to school.
Okay, so you start off, you're a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
You get out, you get hired as a nurse. So what does that promotion look like within the hospital? How does that change?
Yeah, so within the floor, there's something called a charge nurse. So it's basically like your team lead or the leader of that department or floor. And so that's what I did for a while, and then decided to go back to school to get my nurse practitioner.
So you start off as a nurse, and then you're a charge nurse, and you get to tell everybody what to do? Is that, yeah?
She's in charge.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, in charge, right?
I know, it's such an odd name. I feel like it's more of a lead, and you're really helping facilitate and support your team, jump in where you can to help.
Mm-hmm.
But you also collaborate with the house supervisor, making sure that there's enough staffing for other floors. So you're also looking at the hospital as a whole.
You know, and being a nurse, you're in somebody's life at a time where you know, the tragedy, you know, sometimes it's joy because you're in labor and delivery. There's certain things. So it takes a special type of person or personality to do that, because you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, right, in all these situations.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think, especially in the hospital, you typically are meeting these patients and their families when they are at their most vulnerable. And so really it's a privilege to be able to support them during that time, but it can be very difficult, especially emotionally. And so just kind of
for you as the nurse, so you're in there and you're seeing this, and that you're feeling some type of emotions, but then you have to kind of keep it together for them, right?
Yep.
How do you do that?
You know, I think it's a skill you learn over time. It's always okay to be empathetic and be supportive, but you also want to be strong for them, because that's the moment where they really need it. So I've kind of learned to build up a wall. I mean, there's times where you would lose a patient in one room. I would run in the hallway or stairwell, have a moment to myself, cry, whatever it was, and then you get right back on the floor.
You got to get back to it.
But for me, it was always kind of being that strong face for my patients.
Okay, and then so you went from the charge nurse, you said you wanted to go back to school. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so with nursing, you can go back to school, you can get your master's. For me, it was nurse practitioner, and that is what's considered an advanced practice professional. So physicians go directly to medical school, kind of straight through. The beautiful thing about nursing is you can go get years of experience, clinical experience as a nurse, get that education and knowledge before you go back to that advanced degree.
So then why did you decide to get a higher education and pursue that?
Yeah, I think as a floor nurse for many years, you know, we receive the orders from the physicians and we act on those orders. And I think for so long I was like, I want to be that person. I want to be the one, you know, giving the orders. And I think just
I knew you like to be in charge. See, now we're getting to it, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's funny. But having I don't know, just being able to provide that higher level comprehensive care for somebody that I'm responsible for.
Okay, so then what was it like going back to school after that time? But were you pretty excited because I'm going to finally really be able to tell everybody what to do? And then, but was it like, because I know now I'm going to have my own practice? Tell me about that.
You know, when I went back to school, I think I always dreamed of owning my own business, but I didn't necessarily know right away that I was going to open up my own practice as a healthcare provider. And so I went back to school. I was definitely very excited. It's challenging, but very excited.
So I've talked to a lot of different nurse practitioners, I have doctors I've interviewed, and they always say that you get a lot of education, but they don't tell you about being a business owner or how to run a business. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would say that was the biggest and hardest transition is, completing my doctorates in nursing practice. There's no classes on, it's not a business degree, right? Mm-hmm. And so all of that kind of entrepreneurial is self-taught, is, finding masterminds and groups of people that have been there and to help support you kind of build that up.
Okay, so then when you graduated, so you said you got your master's?
Yes, I got my master's and went back and finished my doctorate.
And finished your doctorate. And then, so at that point, you knew you're going to open up something to a degree, or is that what you went to right away?
I think it's always been a dream, but I didn't know right away.
Okay, so
something I pursued
so you went
right
back
away.
into the field.
I did.
What'd you do after that then?
Yeah, so I started working as a family nurse practitioner at Yuma Regional Medical Center. Okay. Initially, I was actually with Karen Watts. She has her own business here in town. And then I ended up at the hospital, and I probably practiced there until 2022. And that's when I decided to step away and start my own journey and start my own business.
Cool. And you're right on time because it's time for a break. So we're going to leave everybody with that cliffhanger and figure out what prompted that change and how you got into being a business owner, entrepreneur, which you had no training in. All right, we're going to do that right after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Bopping to the new beats heard around the world, or relaxing to the tunes of memory lane. We are your non-commercial source of music. Run by volunteer hosts, this is KOFA Border Radio, 94.7 FM, 1320 AM, on the KOFA app, or at borderradioaz.org.
Today's day sponsors are Mom, Dad, Bree, and Ellie, wishing Travis Mitchell a happy belated birthday. They say, better late than never. Travis, we're proud of the many ways you make a difference in our lives. We hope your birthday was a great one and that the year ahead brings plenty of happiness, laughter, and good memories.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs and Republican legislative leaders have reached agreement on a nearly $18.3 billion state budget. Capital Media Services reports the spending plan preserves roughly $450 million a year in tax cuts that mirror provisions approved by Congress. It also avoids the deep agency cuts Republicans proposed earlier this year. Democrats say they secured funding for programs including free school meals, services for seniors, food banks, civil legal aid, and rural hospitals. Republicans say the budget slows spending growth and keeps new taxes and fees off the table. The compromise also keeps Tucson's Rio Nuevo Economic Development District in place, limits some business tax credits, and expands property tax relief for disabled veterans. Not included is a plan to renew Proposition 123, the voter-approved education funding measure that expired last year. Negotiations over K-12 funding and school vouchers stalled, leaving that debate for another day. For KAWC, I'm Victor Calderon.
Donations come in many forms: a sustaining monthly contribution, a one-time gift, even that extra vehicle you no longer need. Learn more about the advantages of donating a vehicle. You'll help power public radio. Visit kawc.org/cars for more information and to start your donation today. And thanks.
KOFA Border Radio doesn't sound like any other radio station in Yuma. We are a non-commercial source for music from around the world, across the decades and local artists. Our hosts are volunteers. If you would like to get involved, send an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Dr. Marina Roloff with Enhanced Aesthetics and Wellness. Thank you again for being here this morning.
And so we left off to, I think you said 2022. Is that what you said? Yes. And you said, I'm going to work for myself. So tell me about what prompted that and that journey to take that first step into the unknown.
Yeah, I think there was a few factors really that prompted it, but one is traditional Western medicine. It's a sick model of medicine. I feel like when you go to the doctor, we're very rushed, we're in and out. And I think the biggest thing I enjoyed is developing a rapport with my patients and really being able to spend time with it. And I feel like it was just constantly being rushed. I didn't have enough time to do that. The other thing is I feel like we're not addressing preventative care. People are waiting until they are sick instead of investing in their health to stay healthy at a young age. And so I really saw the need for that. The other piece of it was my own hormone journey that I kind of suffered and struggled through after having my son Jace. And I think most of us as women can relate to the hormone struggles after having a child. And so I think navigating my own journey really inspired me to want to make that transition and be able to help other women.
So, and is that like postpartum? Is that part of it?
It is.
I'm familiar with that word. And I've learned, like after that, I've had 3 kids, that the hormones play a part in like decisions that you're making, right? And maybe you're not thinking correctly or something, and you're wondering, why am I doing this? Is that a part of it?
Absolutely. So after pregnancy, our hormones fluctuate so much, and that can result in a lot of symptoms. Even as we age, our hormones fluctuate or decline. And so, yes, you have symptoms like brain fog, just a lack of mental clarity. You're not thinking clearly. It starts to affect your mood. So you may be feeling down, anxious, irritable, or sleep. So in general, of course, you're not going to be performing at your, highest level if you just feel terrible.
And that can affect your partner, right?
Absolutely. Yep. It can affect libido and sex drive. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, so that affects, relationships and intimacy. And so I think that's really important to make sure that we're addressing those.
So then you wanted to go in, and you said not preventive. You wanted to, you said preventative. You want to go in and let's fix this before we get to anywhere.
Yeah, I think really addressing the root cause, which a lot of times, that could be hormones. It could be vitamin deficiencies, food sensitivities. There's a lot of different things that we really should be addressing to try to help people feel better and address that problem that ultimately leads to chronic disease.
All right, Victor.
Yeah. So Enhanced Aesthetics and Wellness, what are services you offer here in Yuma?
Yeah. So Aesthetics and Wellness, we have a variety of, as it says, aesthetic and wellness services. So on the wellness side, we do a lot of hormone therapy, weight loss, preventative care, food and chemical sensitivity, IV therapy. Aesthetic side, all the fun stuff. So injectables, laser treatments.
I knew you were going to say injectables after fun stuff, because I knew it. I've watched my daughter's mom get lip injections, and it didn't look fun at all. But it looked like it was torture. But is that something that you offer? You like to torture women?
We do.
Yeah, there you go.
We love to torture women with needles. So.
But it seems like, you women love it. You do it. Obviously, it's a beauty thing, right? You said the aesthetics part of it.
It is. They always say, beauty is pain, or what is the
pain is beauty.
Yeah,
pain is the price of beauty, right? Is pain.
Yeah, it's the price of beauty. No, I think though aesthetics and wellness really do complement each other well. If we're feeling good from the inside out, that's always the goal, and so I just feel like they complement very well.
Yeah, and going back to the weight loss, we've had people on from wellness and health fields, fitness, and so we know in our society there's more of a push these days, right? Everyone wants to. There's the looks maxing, right? And people want to look better. They want to feel better.
Yep.
And so that involves diet, that involves sometimes injectables or peptides, and so all that good stuff. And there's like this focus now when you go to the store, you see everything's advertising protein and what else, like gluten-free. So like all those good things. So what are you seeing from patients when they come in? People are wanting to do more of that?
They are. So I think weight loss is a big priority for people. Sometimes the underlying problem is hormonal imbalance, so we always assess that as well. But sometimes there's other causes, insulin resistance, and so I think there are medications and peptides that support weight loss, but my priority is always pushing a comprehensive healthy lifestyle. So the exercise, the nutrition, the prioritizing protein, and that's how I guide people. I think these are great medications and they can help people reach their goals, but I think the most important thing is it needs to be managed by a provider.
Yeah, very much so. And so I also, we got a question from Alexandra here. She's getting ready for her wedding. So she wanted to ask, what are, young women doing who are coming in, planning a wedding? What kind of services do you offer that you can help them with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say timing is everything, but not knowing any of the details of when her wedding is. Microneedling is always a really great treatment. We have Diamond Glow, which is an amazing, going to give you that beautiful kind of glow and refresh before the wedding. But of course, we have, lasers and injectables. Everyone's goals are so unique. So we always do a comprehensive consultation and just make sure that whatever treatment we recommend is safe for that person and aligns with their goals.
So is it mostly women that come into your establishment?
We have a combination. I have a lot of men and women that do, hormone therapy and weight loss. Aesthetics, I would say it is more dominantly women, but men absolutely partake in those treatments as well.
Do they?
They do.
Okay, because I have an event. I got to host something in 2 weeks, and I want to look my best as well.
Johnny wants to, tighten up.
Well, I need to tighten up. I'm doing that in the gym. I'm trying to do my best at that. But can you make me glow?
We can absolutely
you can make
give
me glow.
you an amazing glow. Yes.
I want to glow.
We're going to make you fabulous, Johnny.
Yeah, I want to. I got to be up there. And I'm typically always doing something on camera here and stuff like that. So I definitely got to take care of myself. But it's hard to do. And you're saying it's a part of a holistic thing. It's not just, hey, take these supplements or do this. It's also like, hey, you got to eat better and stuff like that. So how do you get people to listen to you?
For sure. I think we do, we check in monthly when I have people on these, weight loss programs, and it's kind of like that accountability check-in where I am asking, hey, how's it going? And giving them tips and advice on what we can do better for nutrition, what we can do better for exercise. I think the goal is that it's a partnership. I'm not here to just tell you what to do. You really have to have that investment on their side. And so I'm really there to guide their journey, and everyone's journey looks different.
Yeah. And so Victor brought up protein, and my doctor is always like, you need more protein, more protein, more protein. And I'm excited because there's protein soda now.
There's protein Doritos. I've tried them. They're not bad.
Hold on, wait a minute. There's protein Cheez-Its as well.
Yes.
And I love Cheez-Its, so it's like that what got me fat. And originally Cheez-Its and Oreos.
Yeah.
That's what did it.
And there's gluten-free Oreos and there's gluten-free Chips Ahoy, as an example.
Yeah, I was like, my goodness. And so they sell this stuff at Sam's Club. And so I got, for my office, we went and got a bunch of protein sodas and stuff in there. Now, are those things good for you still? And it looks like they said there was sugar and has like 10 grams of protein in each one. Tell me I'm doing right. Please just tell me I'm okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, in moderation, right? Everything in moderation, right?
And that's honestly the biggest thing I preach is I hate fad diets. I hate very strict. I really preach moderation and well-balanced because I want people to sustain results for a long time.
Yeah, and that's also difficult to do. I got protein coffee right here in this thing. That's what this is. It's supposed to give me 20 grams of protein in it.
That's great.
So now eating, that's usually the thing that keeps that thing, make it longevity. That's the word I'm looking for, to bring that longevity. So if you're doing the GLP-1s, right, or 2s or 3s or whatever they're up to now, you say, but you have to maintain that lifestyle. How do you do that? How do you tell people to do that?
Yeah, so I really, again, recommend just a well-balanced diet. So lean meats, fruits, vegetables, limiting carbs, bad carbs, right? Bread, rice, tortillas, pastas, but really just prioritizing protein. And then moderation, if you do want that sweet treat, it's not every day, it's every once in a while. And I feel if people are really getting into that new routine, it's just a part of their new lifestyle. And so just practicing that discipline every day, it eventually becomes your new way of living.
All right. And so what's the number one service that you offer, like where people come in? What do they ask for the most?
I would say hormone therapy is probably one of my biggest things. People really just want to invest. They want to feel better. And they're really looking for that long-term longevity you used. I love the word vitality and just that long-term health. So
we have a couple minutes left. Do you want to discuss about hormones and stuff like that? Maybe some like factors to look into, like what's wrong with me? Something, and it's like, oh, your hormones.
Absolutely. So I think people don't realize that you can have hormonal imbalances even starting in your 30s. And this is for men and women. And so sometimes people just kind of feel like they're going crazy or they just don't feel like themselves. And they think, oh, I just have to push through. Really, I think sometimes it's okay to acknowledge that there might be something else going on, finding a provider you trust, having hormones checked, and just seeing if that might be a right option for you to get you feeling better.
And I absolutely agree. Years ago, I got tested for my testosterone, and it was really low, bad diet, certain things, different factors. And then once I got that corrected, it was like night and day. It's like stuff that I would be like, oh, I'm tired after work, I'm this, lethargic, and I got my testosterone and a healthy level. And it's like, wow, I got all this energy. I could do this. I want to go conquer stuff. And it totally changed my life. And I make sure that I keep that number high.
Oh, for sure. Testosterone specifically, I call it the quality of life hormone. It touches on everything, sleep, mood, energy, joint pain, libido. And so if we're feeling better in all aspects of our life, we're going to show up better. We're going to be a better, partner, employee, employer, whatever it is. Show up better in the community.
And we have like a couple seconds left, but women take testosterone as well, right?
They do. Absolutely. Women, probably a tenth of a dose what I would prescribe a man, but absolutely for women and men.
So how can people get more information on Enhance, your business?
You can go to our social media, Instagram, or our website, enhanceaw.com.
Cool. And we're going to be on your social media later. I could tell because you got a gal right over here filming us. So we'll be on there later. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And shout out to Chance Farrar that said you absolutely have to get her on. So I really appreciate Chance as well.
Thanks, brother.
And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. Want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Johnny. Johnny's back, Burst Rock, the famous break dancer. He's opening up a store.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/whatsupyuma-radio.
And if you want to get on this show, make sure you visit whatsupyuma.biz. That's whatsupyuma.biz. Click that radio link and click book me, and you could be on this show as well. Thank you guys for listening. And the kids are still over there, so I'm going to wave at the kids.
I think they're wrapping up.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Citrine Law, LLC, a Yuma law firm practicing criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
Broadcasting from Yuma campus of Arizona Western College for more than 55 years, this is Border Radio, 94.7 FM, KOFA Yuma.